16 here in the CFL and TSN, and there is the CFL's leading receiver with an even 1,300 yards of receiving coming into this ball game. Leader in touchdown catches as well. Offensively for Winnipeg, Andrew Harris went down in their victory over the Alouettes last week in that game, and they're pleased to see that he is back and ready to go, as is middle linebacker Adam Bighill, too, who was hurt last week for the Bombers, who finally snapped their losing streak last week and really needed to keep it going against a rival in the West. Part 2, Week 16. Welcome back, Rod Smith, Davis Sanchez, Matt Dunnigan, Henry Burris for the Bombers and the Eskimos. They last met in Week 1 when right down to the final minute, Edmonton pulled that one out and all those rain and lightning delays and everything else.
That's 3 starts for the young quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. For Chris Trevler, too, get the start then, too.
3 starts in 1.
But I'm thinking now for Winnipeg, I mean, tiebreakers could be very important as you talk about probably 4 teams in the West making the playoffs. So Edmonton wins this, they get the tiebreak in Winnipeg as well. But for the Bombers, they have to prove, Davis, that last week was no fluke. They busted out of this slump.
They did. And it wasn't pretty, but the reality is they got a W, and they talked about it. You heard Andrew talk about it. They need to get that W. They need to get back in good graces. They were struggling, and I think that will propel them at least to have the confidence to know they can get it done. They got to play better. I think they realize that to go into Commonwealth and get a W, they're going to need to play better than that. If it's Matt Nichols versus Mike Riley, which you're going to have to put up a lot to hang with this Eskimo team. They can't play the same way they played last week. Matt's got to be a playmaker down the field. 1 touchdown is not going to be enough to beat the Edmonton Eskimos today.
Yeah, right about that. I mean, because, of course, last week when Ottawa played against the Edmonton Eskimos, they gave Winnipeg the blueprint. Run the ball. Run the ball. I mean, we saw William Powell had effectiveness, which really opened things up for Trevor Harris. They gave Winnipeg the blueprint as far as to get the job done in this game tonight because, again, if it's not a fluke, then it's not a fluke. But go with what got you there. Andrew Harris has to be the bell cow for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to open up things for Matt Nichols to get it to his receivers downfield.
He usually is,
yeah.
Right? And justifiably so. He's gone over 1,000 yards for the 4th time in his career, and that's where it starts. And I think that's been the identity for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers all season long is their offensive line and their physical play and punishing people in the interior and then pounding Andrew Harris. And then the imagination of Paul LaPolice as the offensive coordinator and Matt Nichols managing games because he hasn't put up big numbers this year has been the difference, and that's when they're on their game. When Nichols is taking care of the football, they're pounding the line of scrimmage, being who they are with their identity, and that's a tough physical football team starting the big boys up front. I think the Edmonton Eskimos are the same type of football team because it's certainly not their defense that has been their identity. It's their offensive line and Mike Riley, and they're gritting it out and being in close football games. And, again, I go back to protecting your own backyard, and I like the Eskimos in this one.
Yeah, but you got to get C.J. Gable going just to help out Mike Riley because, again, I mean, Ottawa was able to get pressure on him time and time again last week up in Ottawa. And, again, that running game was non-existent. Now, we know when they do their best as far as offensively in Edmonton, C.J. Gable puts up big numbers. And they've had some big games where he's went off.
And he only had Riley only. And for Mike Riley, this is only 276 passing yards in Ottawa. They did a good job.
I have heard the words balance come out of Mike Riley's mouth several times at halftime interviews and after games. And when things aren't going well, they don't have balance. And I think that holds true for any quarterback, whether you're a veteran guy, the reigning MOP in the league, Mike Riley, or whether you're a young Jonathan Jennings who had a non-existent running game today. It's just one of those things where it's important to have some balance in your offensive attack.
Nick Dembski, who's banged up, who might not be out there tonight, that's a big deal because you know what LaPolice likes to do.
Trades.
Exactly, and that's a big this vertical pass game now for Matt Nichols. It's important that he gets the ball downfield because without Dembski, a guy that does, like you say, jack of all trades, does a lot of things for them schematically to be able to run the game, those reverses, things like that. They're not going to have that, so he's got to get the ball downfield, that vertical game. This week especially.
Well, that's true. And Adam Bighill and that defense, they're going to have their hands full. But a guy I'm telling everybody, keep their eye on tonight, Ken Thompson. I think he's going to continue to make big plays for that offense for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He's going to need to make them. But Adam Bighill, he's got to step up big and lead that defense against a great offense tonight.
You talk about Canadians and being down Dembski. That's where Keenan LaFrance comes into play. That's where Woltowski comes into play.
Daniel Peterman will also step in today.
Peterman has got some sweet feet. Reminds me a lot of Rick House back in the day.
Okay, well, Edmonton Eskimos, 7 wins, 14 points. Winnipeg, 2 points behind BC, tied with Winnipeg now. So the Bombers have a chance to move ahead, tie Edmonton, and secure 4th place right now in the West Division.
Looking for Dressler, and number 7 has number 7 receiver right now. this Bomber offense now clicking on all cylinders.
Groceries for a year if a kickoff's returned for a touchdown in this game, thanks to Safeway Sobeys $1 Million Touchdown to Win promotion. And if it happens a second time, you could also win $1 million. Good luck, Bonnie. Winnipeg trying to tie Edmonton at 7-7 for third in the West. Let's go to Chris Cuthbert and Glenn Suter.
Thank you, Rod. It is not a playoff game, but it sure feels like one. A critical showdown in the West. The 6-7 Bombers and the 7-6 Eskimos on the brick field at Commonwealth.
Winnipeg's Andrew Harris has dropped to number 2 behind William Powell in the race for the rushing title, but he is one of just 3 Canadian running backs with 4,000-yard seasons. Passed the mark again in 2018. Duke Williams has led the league pretty much wire to wire in receiving yards. He's at 1,300. That's over 200 yards ahead of Brad Sinopoli, the next closest on the list, the leading receiver for Edmonton.
There's Jason Moss. His Eskimos have lost 3 of 4, but they're 5-1 at home. And a victory today would vault his team 4 points up on Winnipeg and clinch the season series. Mike O'Shea on the Bombers sideline saw his team snap a 4-game losing streak last week against Montreal, now looking for its second win against a Western opponent. Trying to bolster their playoff hopes, getting some help today from the Ticats with that decisive win over the BC Lions. It's the second of 3 meetings between these two teams. They'll wrap up the regular season back here in Edmonton in early November. And they open the season with a 33-30 Edmonton win in Winnipeg. That game had a couple of lengthy delays. We're going to guarantee we won't have any lengthy delays today, as Martise Jackson tries to take off, but is contained at the 25-yard line. Ian Wild downfield first to get Martise Jackson.
There's Mike Riley, start number 92 for the Edmonton quarterback in his career versus Winnipeg. He is 8-3 and on pace for just shy of 6,000 yards passing. His pace is for 59-14, which would be an Edmonton Eskimo record this year, ahead of Ricky Ray and Warren Moon.
We'll check the book.
Little frost on the pumpkin last night.
Oh, yeah.
3 degrees at game time. And the Eskimos start at their own 25-yard line, coming off a season-low 15 points in their loss in Ottawa. Straight ahead, C.J. Gable, and he has 6, as we said, this green and gold offense for you.
Ranks 3rd in rushing, C.J. Gable behind William Powell and Andrew Harris, who we will watch tonight. Up front, he's going to run behind Travis Bond. Bond's playing against his old team for the first time. The Edmonton Eskimos, of course, played Winnipeg in that first game of the season, but he was not a member of the Esks at that time.
Second about 4.5. They'll stay on the ground, and Gable will plow his way to the 35 and will be very close to a first down.
Yeah, right up behind that left side of the O-line, right behind Travis Bond. Big 356 pounds, pushing that first down. What a game last week for Craig Rowe. That defensive line for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, filling in for Jackson Jeffcoat with 3 sacks against Johnny Manziel and the Montreal Alouettes. Javon Santos-Knox, all-star season for him, 8th in the CFL in defensive tackles. And then back in the secondary, they get Kevin Fogg back. He had an interception versus Edmonton in that first game and a missed field goal return for a TD.
Good to see Adam Bighill back in after being shaken up in the game against Montreal. Drake Nevis drags down Gable after a short game. 2 of the top defensive tackles in the league in Nevis and Elmondo Sewell in action this evening here in Edmonton.
Really a monster game for both of these teams, and the temperature tonight, the importance of this game for both these teams. It feels like the playoffs are right around the corner.
Do you remember the Eskimos starting with 3 straight run plays
I
this
do not.
season?
No, I do not.
I guess it's that time of year.
They were listening to Henry Burris on the panel say they need the balance with C.J. Gable.
Last home game, Mike Riley threw for 397 against the Calgary Stampeders. like a throwing down here, 2nd and 8. Big Hill on the blitz. Picked up. Riley tied. He's got a man loose. And he misses. Bryant Mitchell, who was in behind coverage. A missed opportunity for the Eskimos there.
Well, he runs a great route. He's out here at the wide out spot, and he's going to run the great route. But as he runs it and makes his move, he's a little bit slow on that double move getting out of the hole. It's like when you're trying to pull a water skier in a speedboat. You got to get out of that hole, and he just couldn't quite get there to run underneath that one.
Got Chris Randall to bite, but it's an incompletion, and Hugh O'Neill to punt with Kevin Fogg back. Oh, sure, and they got it. A punt block by the Blue Bombers, and it's picked up by Marcus Sales, who had 13 punt blocks in college. I wondered when they were going to send Marcus Sales, and they do here, and he gets his first in the Canadian Football League. Mike O'Shea talked about his special teams needing to provide a spark, being a difference maker. Well, they get an early spark here.
Watch the speed of Marcus Sales, and when I say that, watch him go up the field and then to the block point. Usually a guy blocking off the edge has to take the direct angle from a little bit wider stance, but Sales, who, as you mentioned, Chris, has the experience from his college days in blocking kicks, goes up the field, then gets the angle, and goes right to the block point. Big play for the Bombers early on.
4.43 speed. 3rd punt block of the year for the Bombers. Sets up Matt Nichols, and the Winnipeg offense hands it off to Andrew Harris. Kicks it outside, and Harris dropped around the 23, has 5.
Matt Nichols snapped a 4-game losing streak last week with a big win versus Montreal, where he did not turn the ball over. Again, not big numbers like Matt Dunnigan talked about on the panel before the game started, but got back to what Matt Nichols in this offense does well last week, which is run the offense through Andrew Harris, be efficient with the football, don't turn it over.
Has won his last 2 visits to Commonwealth, where he started in trouble here, and he is dropped. And the Eskimos get home with Jake Seresna. Well, that was act of the year for Seresna.
Yeah, a team sack, really. Seresna is right down in here, and he's going to get the pressure, but look at the 4 of them, and they're in their rush lanes. No escape area for Matt Nichols. If everyone stays disciplined in their lane, someone will get home, and this time it was Seresna.
It's the 11 sacks surrendered by Winnipeg in 13 quarters. Here's Justin Medlock. 37-yard field goal, and he is good, his 30th of the year. And the Bombers strike first. They get 3 off the turnover, off the block punt here at Commonwealth. Brought to you by the Nissan Titan, the official vehicle of the Canadian Football League. You know, it's crisp. I think it's the first game Mike O'Shea has not worn shorts this year. That is the barometer.
Yeah. So you know it's dropped to around the 0 mark at least.
Hey, we're just getting started, aren't we?
Yeah, tubes out. This is where the young players from deep south start wondering, like, how close does it get here?
Short kick, that ball on the ground. It's a live football. And Sammy Jaguar got on it first for Edmonton, but that was well placed, and Bombers in the vicinity.
Well, big play by Jaguar, because he seemed to be one of the only players on the field at that point that understood that ball was live. I mean, it's sitting on the ground, it had the backspin, and he realized immediately and went right after it. A couple of Bombers right there, including Chandler Fenner.
And Jordan Hoover looked like he cleared out Chandler Fenner, who might have had a shot at it for the Bombers. So Mike Riley without a completion on his first series. He'll start back on the ground with C.J. Gable straight ahead, and he'll lunge up to the 50-yard line. That's an 18-yard romp for C.J. Gable.
Well, this has got to be a reflection of the time of year and the fact that that balance in the offense, as we've heard Mike Riley say many times, is very important for them, because it's not like the Bombers have been terrible against the run all season. I mean, they rank at 4th in the league coming in this week against the run on defense, and they got Adam Bighill and Javon Santos-Knox there at linebacker.
Gable trying to climb over Brandon Alexander. So the Eskimos get their first completion. Fidel Hazelton across midfield.
But, you know, the other thing is, I'm sure Jason Moss looked back at that game, their last game against Ottawa, and saw his big, fat 8.7-yard average, and then said, well, why did we only give it to him 6 times? If he's running at 8.7 yards per carry, giving him a little more than 6 is going to help. He's got 4 carries tonight, over 30 yards.
Yeah, 7.5. Bounced off first contact, Sam Jaguar. He'll end up losing a yard. Marcus Sales put up the brick wall.
There's flashier hits in the game, but that's a solid hit. Both players feet on the ground, and Marcus Sales steps into this, and it's just solid. Listen to that. He just steps into it and whacks him. Those ones hurt.
So 3rd down, and O'Neill back to punt. Sales not in a block formation this time. Ryan King, the long snapper, in his 100th game for the Eskimos. 45-yard punt. And Bob taken down at the 16-yard line. Natea J with another special teams tackle, his 14th of the season.
Little work on the special teams with Natea J getting down the field.
During the return, illegal block, Winnipeg, number 23, half distance to the goal, 1st down.
Anthony Gator flagged on the play, so after starting with terrific field position on their first possession after the block punt, this time Matt Nichols has a long field ahead of him.
Good teamwork there between Hugh O'Neill with the punt that close to the sideline, and Natea J getting down there to make the tackle.
All on the 6-yard line. This is the first start of the season for Nichols against Edmonton. Was not in the lineup on opening night.
Likes playing against him, though. Plays very well against him, as a matter of fact.
And off to Harris. Trying to get outside, nothing doing. He'll lose yardage. Brought down by the corner, Nick Taylor, as we set the Winnipeg offense for you.
Well, you take a look at Peterman. Daniel Peterman's playing for Nick Dembski. He's a late scratch today and didn't practice this week. Nick last week in their game, and there's Jamarcus Hardrick at right tackle, who's back after missing 3 games due to injury. So basically the full complement, although Nick Dembski's going to hurt a little bit. He was targeted 63 times this year.
2nd and 12 from his end zone. Over the middle, he's got Drew Wolatarski. Big first down for the Bombers. Out beyond the 30 before J.C. Sherritt makes the tackle. Well, that gives them some breathing room.
It does, and it's a confident throw from Matt Nichols to be in his own end zone and forcing the ball down here. Wolatarski right beside the post. He's going to run this dig route right here, and as he gets there, watch this step. He steps into the throw. Tight windows, got to fit it in there. 29-yard gain for Wolatarski.
Yeah, approaching 500 receiving yards on the season. His 2nd in the Canadian Football League. 1st and 10. Going to air this out for Adams, who let up initially and might have caught up to that. Aaron Grimes back there defensively.
Aaron Grimes was high. In other words, he was on top of that throw. Darvin Adams out at that number 1 spot. He's going to play past the zone coverage, and then he's going to get picked up deeper by Aaron Grimes right there. There's the high player in the zone look. Don't want anyone in behind you, and Aaron Grimes didn't let Darvin Adams in behind him. Adams the top target, number 10 in the league. In receiving yardage with 7:27, 2nd and 10. Nichols out of his hands quickly, and he has Adams contained at the 40-yard line by Chris Edwards. That will be short of the first down. A couple big-time Auburn receivers in this game here tonight. Darvin Adams is one of them. Duke Williams, of course, the other. Darvin Adams still second in Auburn history in single-game receptions with 12, and second in history in receiving in a season, 60. It's Cam Newton's #1 go-to guy back at Auburn. Duke Williams played a couple years there as well. We'll see him next. Headlock the punt like Breeze here at Commonwealth. He lets that one fly, and Martez Jackson back inside his 20. 53-yard punt. Jackson can't get loose. And Fenner forces him out at about the 21-yard line. So Mike Riley, the league leader in passing yardage, coming in, trying to kickstart this Edmonton offense. Well, Mike Riley got off to a terrific start this season opener at Investors Group Field, 408 yards passing. He's had a couple of 400-yard games, 9 300-yard games. The big shot in that one to Darrell Walker. What a catch by Nate Bahar. That was for 2 points to tie the game. Edmonton won that. 33-30. Start another series on the ground with Gable. Why not? First down run up to the 35. That was the longest game in CFL history. Remember that? All the lightning delays in that first game of the season. Rain, and they had to postpone it a couple of times and finally got it finished. And Edmonton got the edge, and they are dialing up to CJ Gable here tonight. Gable has more rushing yards, 44, than the two quarterbacks have combined passing yards so far in this opening quarter. This time they fake to Gable and over the middle. Catch made by Bryant Mitchell. That's another first down just beyond the 45. Watch the play action fake here to Gable. Now that they've got him established, it freezes a guy like Adam Big Hill right there. And where do they want to throw it? Right in behind Big Hill. He doesn't drop into his spot. Gets that throw right in behind him. Back to Gable. They'll come and cut, but this time they're waiting on him. Led by Adam Big Hill.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's keyed in the way they've started this game and the way Jason Moss is calling it offensively. He's calling it with a lot of CJ Gable, so that's where Adam Big Hill says, okay, I've got to start talking Jason Moss out of this guy, and the only way to do that is to get there in the hole and hit him like this, and he was the first one to make contact on that tackle.
75th tackle on the year. He's #3 in the league in that department. The linebacker almost takes it as an insult that they're trying to run on me.
Oh, yeah.
Second and long. Pass gun. That's Duke Williams who dropped the football, and Winnipeg's got it. Would have been short of the first down, but he coughs it up, and now the Bombers have their second takeaway of this opening quarter. So the league leading receiver makes a catch, but then coughs it up. And Winnipeg gets on at +2 here in the first quarter. Matt Nichols back at Commonwealth Stadium, where he once was an Eskimo, with more on his matchup against an ex-team. Here's Ryan Rashog on the sidelines.
Yeah, Chris, for Matt Nichols, I had a chance to talk to him yesterday. One of the things he's really working on is learning to cut out the criticism and the outside noise. He admits he's not the type of guy that can just say, I don't care what people think. he does care what people think, and he does generally want people to like him, and that can make it tough because when you're a starting quarterback and you're on a losing streak like he was, the noise, well, there's going to be plenty of it. He admits it's something he needs to learn to do a better job of cutting out, not paying attention to it, but he admits he doesn't like it when people don't like him, and it's something as a pro athlete he has to reconcile. He knows nothing stops the criticism faster than winning football games, and he took a big step towards that last week, guys.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, even the guys that, pretend that they don't feel it or hear it or try to ignore it, you still get it, and you still talk about it with your family, and it's difficult to deal with. But he's bang on right.
Winnipeg, number 51. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Bang on right when he says the best way to do it is not to attack the noise, but just to go back to work and win football games. And speaking of winning, Matt Nichols plays his best against his old Edmonton Eskimo football team. Look at that touchdown interception ratio at 7-1. Most efficient, his game at the highest efficiency rating against Edmonton.
Hardrick was called for procedure, in trouble again, and dropped for the second time in this first quarter. It's been an equalizer for the Eskimos. Their push up front, it looks like Serezna has double dipped.
Yeah, again, it's four-man pressure, so no exotic blitz here that the Winnipeg O-line have got to try and handle, but Serezna with his second, again, in their lanes, discipline, just collapsing the pocket. Now, the answer to that is Paul LaPolice calling, the offensive coordinator, calling Matt Nichols out and around the edge, changing the launch point a little bit. Don't leave him in that pocket when they're getting that good push like that up front.
Looks like Kwaku Bote gets credit for the sack. Well, they'll set up the screen, and here's Harris. And Andrew Harris will get a first down as he put his head down. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but gets across midfield. And the punt team will come on after that 14-yard pickup.
Yeah, good positive play, and it allows Medlock to take a shot at the corner. He's the best kicker in the league at putting it inside the 10-yard line. A little bit long to maybe get it there, but that will be the plan, I'm sure, by Medlock.
Martese Jackson awaits at the Eskimo 5. Medlock will bounce that one down. A little top spin rolling down inside the 10-yard line. And the Bombers surrounding Martese Jackson with the bounce. 48-yarder. Eskimos did not score in the opening quarter last week against Ottawa. They've got a minute and 17 to hit the score sheet in the first quarter here.
That's the 12th time that Medlock has put it inside the 10 and puts Mike Riley in the hole. Get those warmer.
Quickly out to Martese Jackson, and the former Argonaut gets dragged down by Brandon Alexander at the 11-yard line. So that's a pickup of 5.
Martese Jackson's a nice piece. It's a nice pickup for the Edmonton Eskimos. Something that Jason Moss can, take a look at and work Martese Jackson into the offense like we just saw. But they've been missing that big play returner on special teams, and he might be the answer there.
Number 3 kick returner in the league so far this year. Second and 5. Santos knocks. Riley hit as the ball came out, and they're ruling a fumble. Now they're going to say incomplete as Randall scoops it up. But Winnipeg dials up the heat on Mike Riley.
Well, he wanted Martese Jackson on a wheel route down the sideline, and he was double covered. So when he looked up, he's looking right down that rail to see if he can get it to Jackson. Is the arm moving forward? It looks like it is.
Big Hill and Santos Knox arriving almost simultaneously.
Boy, it's very close, but it looks like it is moving forward.
all night, baby. We're here. Edmonton is live, baby.
Bombers allowed only 312 yards last week against Montreal. That's the fewest surrendered in their last 7 games. And a pretty stingy opening quarter for that Winnipeg defense. Mike Riley back to the tablet after another 2 and out. Eskimos with the fewest 2 and outs in the league this year. Hugh O'Neill from his goal line. Fogg at the 52 sidesteps the first man, but not able to find a crease as he is dropped at midfield by Blair Smith. So that's the final play of the opening quarter. Defenses dictate a block punt by the Bombers, a couple of turnovers by the Eskimos. Both teams with plenty of pressure on the quarterback. 3-0 Bombers after 1. For C.J. Gable, there'd almost be no offense in the first quarter. Pretty good defensive effort by both sides.
Yeah, C.J. Gable's got a nice 7.5-yard average rushing the football in that first quarter. So look for Jason Moss to go back to him. I'm sure we'll see a lot of Andrew Harris as this game goes on. I think both offensive coordinators, though, Chris, can start to move the pocket and the launch point a little bit. I think they're getting some pressure in their face. It's getting hard to throw the football from the pocket, so move it around.
It's not like conditions are awful. I mean, this is good football weather.
Yeah, it's that time of year where the run game becomes more prominent. You want to play a little smash mouth football and try and win the line of scrimmage, because as the temperature drops, games become more important, and so does the run game.
Average drive start for the Bombers. They're 50-yard line, so they've had good field position. Andrew Harris on first down has about 3. Came out of last week's game in the second quarter, and I mean, you never want to come out of the game, but he thought he was feeling it in that game. Got off to a great start. It looked like one of those games where Andrew Harris might really put up some numbers, and then got cut down and had to leave the game in the second quarter with just 44 yards rushing.
Yeah, on 7 carries. It's been back-to-back weeks where he's been a little bit banged up, missing a practice here and there.
Eskimos send pressure. Nichols got away and gets it out of his hands. Incomplete. Adams can't hang on. But Matt Nichols did a nice job of avoiding the sack. Mercy Maston with the coverage on Darvin Adams.
Well, this time Edmonton added to the rush. They brought Sherrod up to the line of scrimmage to take up, eat up a block, and that's what caused some of the problems for Matt Nichols, and he does get it out of there. Nice play by Maston.
Adam Konar off the edge nearly had another Eskimo sack. Well, let's watch Medlock. Boy, does a nice job of a line drive punt the last time inside the 10, and not giving Ortiz Jackson much of a shot at a return. This one may be different. 39-yard punt, and Jackson will step out around the 23. So early second quarter, Eskimos trying to get their offense going. Commonwealth site of the 2018 Grey Cup, and with a special guest, here again, Ryan Rashog.
Chris, thank you. With 6-time Grey Cup champion, 12-year Eskimo Hek Paccia, you're playing a big role in putting together the Legends Lunch, which is always a big part of Grey Cup week. And what can you tell us about this year's event?
Yeah, we're really excited. We've already sold over 600 tickets for the Canadian Tire CFL Alumni Association Legends Lunch. And because of that, we're looking at selling another 30 tables. Will be sold out. It's going to be a great event. We've got some wonderful guys coming in. We got probably the strongest list of quarterbacks ever put together in one room with the Eskimos. We got Wilkinson, Lemmerman, Damon Allen, Matt Dunnigan, Ricky Ray was confirmed the other day. Of course, Jason Moss and Mike Riley are here, and we're working on a couple other guys that we're hoping to get.
That is a lot of strong arms in one room. Listen, this benefits the Alumni Association, but what does it mean to that group to have these funds raised?
Well, it's for our support fund. So, if we have fellows, like in every profession, guys that have a little difficulty, moving on to the next phase of their lives, and we try and help those guys out when they need it, and hopefully through fundraisers like this, we get the funds that allow us to do that.
It's a great event. Thanks for the time you put in, and good luck with it.
Thank you. We're looking forward. It's going to be a fun day.
Chris? Thanks, Ryan. Next part of that dynasty team. Can you imagine all those quarterbacks in one room? That's going to be something.
Yeah, that's going to be an outstanding afternoon to just sit there with some of just the legends and greats. Mentioned off the top that Mike Riley this year, if he can stay on his current pace, and he's struggling in the passing game here this evening, but if he can stay on his pace and get to 5,900, that's an Eskimo record. There's been some impressive names play quarterback for this football team. One of them sitting on our panel.
Yeah. Offside punt, 37 yards. And speaking of quarterbacks, even after that 4-game losing streak, the coach has plenty of confidence in his signal caller.
What we saw was the Matt that we've known for the last bunch of years. It's won us a pile of games. Do I think he managed the game better? Yeah, but I wouldn't call him a game manager. He's a highly skilled professional quarterback that can change the course of his game with his play.
Game manager just doesn't sit well with a lot of quarterbacks. There's Matt Nichols managing his way across midfield. Back into Eskimo territory. Another good field position start for Mike O'Shea's crew. Only a 3-point lead to show for it so far.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of quarterbacks. I think most quarterbacks don't like sort of that tag of game manager, but there are times when you got to know what you are and what you're good at. And I'm not saying that Matt Nichols is a game manager, but this offense this year asks the quarterback to at times manage the game.
Trouble again. Serezna's got a clutch on him. Ball came loose, but there is a flag. And let's find out about that. But Jake Serezna's been a force in this first half.
Boy, is he ever. Is he ever. He is getting that great push in the middle. And got Patrick Neufeld, Suk Chung in there. And
Eskimos second in sacks coming into the week. Was there a face mask grab?
Holding, Winnipeg, number 61. Illegal contact on a receiver. Edmonton, these penalties will offset, replay the down.
Okay, so an illegal contact wipes out the holding penalty against Matthias Gosen. And they'll do it all over again.
Let's take a good look here at Jake Serezna. I mean, he is having himself a great football game. Little stunt there to come up the field and then around the edge to get to the opposite side and go one-on-one with Suk Chung there. And he's getting a great push and reestablishing the line of scrimmage about 4 yards backwards of that O-line.
Pocket collapsing again over the middle. Is it caught?
That pass is complete. There's the flag.
It is ruled a catch, I believe. A flag down on the play. Wolotarski certainly selling it.
See what the flag
Illegal
is.
contact on a receiver. Edmonton, number 38. This 10-yard penalty will result in a first down.
So Adam Konar, the weak side linebacker, called for illegal contact. And the play to Wolotarski would have been an incompletion. It did hit the turf.
Well, Winnipeg, sure happy to. Sure happy that because it didn't look to me like Wolotarski made this catch. I thought it bounced, so the illegal contact is going to move the chains.
Draw play Harris. Chris Edwards with a grab on him, but they're pushing him forward. Gosen part of that pile up, and they move Harris ahead for 7. Fourth carry, 13 yards for Harris so far. Missed a couple of days of practice, and he'll run for a first down here.
Harris carries again.
Brought down by Nick Usher.
He dropped to second in the league in rushing behind William Powell, but you take a look at the list at yards per carry for tailbacks, and it tells a little different story.
Going tempo here, open target. And Wolodarski has another catch and another first down.
That's taken nothing away from William Powell being the leading rusher in the league at this point, but William Powell has more carries than Andrew Harris and C.J. Gable. So when you take a look at just the 100-yard, you have to have 100 carries to get on this list, and those are the only guys that do so far. That's how they rank, with Don Jackson dropping a little bit from 6.4 to 6.2 from last night's game. Andrew Harris at number 2 at 6.0. Now, they don't seem like they're that much different, but you take that over 30 carries, and that adds up. 36 carries fewer coming into the game. Into the red zone, Nichols has the strike. That's Daniel Peterman, the rookie from McMaster, and he just gets stopped short down at the 1, but great second effort sniffing that goal line. Yeah, he wanted it, didn't he? He wanted to get in there. I mean, this is a nice job of running the curl. The timing's on from Matt Nichols here as he steps into the throw. He's got a nice throwing lane. Now watch him just fight to get there. And can't quite cross the goal line. 19 yards and a half.
That's good stuff. Third round pick out of McMaster, the number 26 player of the draft. And boy, he's been a terrific ad for the Bombers. It's a pat on the back from the coach. Chris Strepler and the short yarders group in, and Strepler dives over the goal line. Touchdown.
There is a flag down. Often this means offside defense, but we'll take a look.
Man, y'all always calling that, man. Hey, you ain't even see who did it. Well, hey, you gonna make it number here.
Offside. Edmonton, number 54. Penalties decline. Touchdown.
Alex Bazzi offside. Chris Strepler into the end zone for the 7th time this year.
Yeah, you could see a couple of Edmonton Eskimos across into that neutral zone, so that's the penalty flag.
Talk about.
7-play drive, 57 yards. This time the Bombers take advantage of that great field position.
What a great road start, road game for the Bombers so far.
Headlock perfect. 42 of 42 on the converts. And the touchdown set up by the determination of a rookie who wanted the touchdown for himself, but sets up Strepler, and it's 10-0 Bombers. Big team in the first half this season in the Canadian Football League. A 10-0 lead on this touchdown drive.
Well, it's such a crucial game for the Bombers that are trying to catch Edmonton in the standings. They lost in that first game, so they can find a way to win this one. They push the season series to that final game of the year. That's how important it is. You can see the fight in the dog in Winnipeg right now. 7-play, 57-yard drive. 3:56 on the clock, chewed up.
Eskimos been spinning their tires so far. Martese Jackson gets closed down. There's Mike Miller, the former Eskimo, tied for second in the league. Now has 16 special teams tackles and 154 in his career.
Some guys
hang around a few more years, he might be number 1 all time.
Yeah, some guys just get it. They have a knack to learn the leverage, to understand how to be covered, know where the blocks are coming from, be able to play off those blocks. But more than that, they have that want-to factor, that fight in the dog, that they're just getting down there no matter what, and they're going to be the first ones to the ball carrier. He's done it his entire career.
Another long field for Edmonton. 3 punts, a couple of fumbles on their first 5 possessions, and Gable not going anywhere. Adam Bighill fired up.
Well, Gable got off to the good first quarter start, but Adam Bighill's now seen it, and now he's
He's reacting quickly to it. The progression for Mike Riley here is to go play action. Try and pull those linebackers up and look for Duke Williams on the crossing routes, maybe a little Hazelton. Martese Jackson over the middle.
Top team in second down conversions coming into this game. 1 for 6, and need to convert here on 2nd and 10. Pocket closing down, and that pass through the hands of the intended target. Third straight 2-and-out as Kenny Stafford can't hold on.
Kenny Stafford's been targeted 80 times this year and has 16 catches at money time. And the money catches meaning those ones that move the chains and get you the first down on second. And that one just right through his hands. It was a fastball for sure, but he took a peek.
Last home game, Edmonton put 48 on the board against Calgary. They have yet to score here, and look where Winnipeg's going to start again at their own 53-yard line. We're midway through the second quarter. Matt Nichols and the Bombers lead by 10. John Road to the Grey Cup continues tomorrow. It's the Rough Riders and the Alouettes in Montreal. Action gets underway 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, across the TSN network and in 4K.
First time Johnny Manziel will face a Chris Jones defense. Fun to watch, see how he handles that.
Rough Riders trying to even that season series. Winnipeg trying to even this one that will be a best of 3 in 2018. So they are starting at the 53. The field position has been outstanding. And here's Mike Miller again, gets a turn on offense. And Miller with a first down catch. That's his second reception of the year, and his biggest play, 22 yards.
Yeah, tendency breaker, little play action and get him outside. He just pushes the flat here, gets to the sideline, and then does a little bit of heavy lifting after the catch, a little bit of yards after the catch there. Do well on special teams, get a chance on O.
Wrestler in motion, 1st and 10. Andrew Harris gets stopped in the backfield. Aaron Grimes shoots the gap and makes the play.
Edmonton D-line got up the field on that play.
Loss of a couple.
Trying to get Matt Nichols into 2nd and long. See if Mike Benavides here dials up a bit of a blitz. They've been showing blitz with J.C. Sherritt, putting him at the line of scrimmage and then dropping him out of there. Seresna's had a good first half. Let's see.
3-man rush. Set up the screen. Andrew Harris looking for blocks, but the Eskimos are there. Chris Edwards drops him for no gain. And the field goal unit will come on for Winnipeg.
Well, that's great linebacker reaction to a screen route. I mean, a lot of players dropping there for Edmonton on defense, but watch Konar here and J.C. Sherritt react to this screen and get there. I mean, once that ball's screened off, now it's just linebackers getting to the point of attack. Konar eats up 2 blocks, and he allows his teammates to rally to it.
Jason Medlock in his 100 2015. Hit from 37 earlier. Surveying this from 44. And he has missed it. And Martese Jackson's coming up. Makes the first man miss. Again. And is out beyond the 12 before Jamarcus Hardrick says enough of that. Let's head back to the sidelines. Here's Ryan.
Chris had a chance to sit down and dive deep into the mind of Eskimo receiver Duke Williams yesterday with him. We discussed many things, one of which was his pregame routine. Kind of different. Duke Williams doesn't eat on a game day. Wakes up in the morning, he has a smoothie, and then that is it. It doesn't matter what time kickoff is at, noon, 2, 5, 8. His next meal, his only meal, is after the game. He said he likes feeling hungry when game time comes around. The combination of hunger and nervous butterflies tells him that he's ready to go. Also, doesn't really warm up. Usually stays in the locker room, likes to be in the hot tub, likes to get himself ready and stretched out. Only caught 3 passes today in warm-up. That is the unique Duke Williams.
Yeah, that's different, isn't it?
I can't imagine that. I honestly can't imagine to go the entire day, especially night games. I mean, tonight was a little bit earlier with a 5:08 kickoff, but local time. But you know, when you're talking a 7:30 kickoff and you have that smoothie early in the morning and that's it, boy, you are hungry by the time you get to the game.
He shows up with a game face. He came out to the player introductions and went right towards the Winnipeg bench, and we've seen that against Calgary in the back-to-back Labor Day affairs. He riles himself up by talking to the other team.
He's targeted once tonight.
Now Hazelton, does he hold on? We're going to rule it a catch. It's a first down for Hazelton. 14-yard pickup.
The evolution of the catch here, you know, as the rules slightly change from year to year when it comes to catch and no catch, the receivers understand they have to show the official that they have control.
Wondered if there was a little bit of a bobble there as he stepped out, but no challenge for the Bombers. First down for the Eskimos.
Riley's trying to get this snap quickly. And now he changed the play.
That's Gable. There. Big Hill holding on.
That's a run blitz on first down. It's a great call by Richie Hall, and I think more teams should do more of it, because especially when you're got a running back that's established like C.J. Gable, you're just starting to, on this side, you're going to see Adam Big Hill, and in the middle, Santos Knox, 45 is coming up in there, and basically you're just taking all the gaps up. There's no run gaps for C.J. Gable because they're filled up with blitzing linebackers from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. First down, run blitz to stop the run, designed to stop the run.
This Bomber defense now second in the league in surrendering big plays. Been stingy. Riley downfield. That's intercepted. Loeffler's got his first of the year. And a little shovel toss there, and it's Kevin Vaughn with 4 yardage. Taylor Loeffler, the 2-time All-CFL safety, has his first interception of 2018. Bomber defense dictating here, and Mike Riley tosses his 13th interception of the season.
Late in the half, Bombers by 10, pressing for more. We're going to talk about their offense, defense, and special teams, and also announce the halftime entertainment for Grey Cup 106, less than 2 months from now at that very stadium in Edmonton. Let's go back to Chris and Glenn.
Thank you, Rod. It's now Winnipeg +3 in the giveaway takeaway department here in this first half. And another short field.
Anthony Gator got there to force an errant throw from Mike Riley. 6-man pressure from the Bombers caused Riley to throw the interception to Taylor Loeffler. Here they are here. And there's one more coming, and
Harris spins off first contact. 8th possession.
And it's Gator, sorry Chris, Gator off the edge, and Gator's coming free. Now, just one note here, Shiger is trying to block him and misses him. Shiger steps up. If that's C.J. Gable, he's one of the best in the business at picking up blitz. You see Shiger got buried in the middle, ends up taking Rivers there, Gerald Rivers, but he leaves Gator free off the edge. That cost the bad throw, and Loeffler took it at the other end.
Average field position start for Winnipeg, the Edmonton 54th in the first half. There's Dressler with the catch in his 122nd consecutive game. First catch of the evening for Weston Dressler, and number 702 in his career.
Weston Dressler knows where the first down marker is. He's just got to get there, or just beyond it, so that when he turns it up here, he's got first down.
156 yards short of 10,000 in his 11-year career for Dressler. Back in the red zone. And the jet toss to Dressler, and he's got another first down, barreling down inside the 5.
Daniel Peterman getting a chance to play here tonight for Nick Dembski, as we mentioned. We saw him fighting for a touchdown in the last drive. Peterman, who's right here, is going to help out on this fly sweep coming to Weston Dressler. Watch 81 step up and get a key block. Stop it right here, guys. He's right at the top here. He eliminates the contain block so that Dressler can cut up inside that and gets the first down. Doesn't have to be a big explosive hit. You just have to get in the way of that tackler at the right time.
First and goal in the 5. The toss to Harris has a block, has a touchdown. And the Bombers expand the lead with just over a minute left. And there is a Bomber fan with a souvenir here at Commonwealth as Andrew Harris has his 11th touchdown of the season.
And it just got real quiet at Commonwealth Stadium. I mean, this is an outstanding game plan. The field has been flopped to the Bombers' favor. I mean, the field position battle tonight has been won by Winnipeg. Their start position, getting good defensive play in those 2 and outs on Mike Riley and getting the ball back and more opportunity for their offense. And just like that, they've got a 16-point lead, looking at adding to it.
10 points off turnovers now. A 17-point lead. 8th rushing touchdown of the season for number 33.
Good job, Chris.
And Suits, it could even be worse. A missed field goal, and it's been a dominant first half for the blue and gold.
Love when the tailback goes right down and he sits with his O-lineman. Watch Stanley Bryant get out and lead this little toss here to Andrew Harris. He's playing that left tackle spot. Big 66, going to take a step, get outside. He knows he's got a crack block from the wideout, so he goes out to the next level and makes sure no DB can stop Andrew Harris at that goal line.
After the interception by Loeffler, it only took 4 plays, 26 yards, and a Bomber touchdown.
Well, Edmonton Eskimos. Not sure their alarm clock's gone off just yet.
Again, last home game, 48 points.
Yeah.
But it went cold in Ottawa, and they haven't thawed out yet. And just over a minute to change the complexion of this first half. That's a start. And Jackson up to the 38, back to the sidelines. Here's Ryan.
That guy's just keeping an eye on Duke Williams on the sidelines, was laying down on the medical table. The doctors were taking a close look at the left leg and in and around the left knee area. They were testing it out, pushing on it a little bit. Duke was wincing in pain. Then he got up, went for a little bit of a walk, and he continues to walk up and down the sidelines right now, testing out that left leg. No word from the team as to whether or not he's going to return to this game, but he's throwing his helmet on, and we'll have to see next sequence.
Of course, no Darrell Walker. Like Williams ready to go back on the next play. Once Riley got after the interception, he's got a crosser here to Brian Mitchell. And they're into Winnipeg territory. Third catch for Mitchell down to the Bomber 53.
You never know what the spark might be. I think that Martese Jackson return, it wasn't a monster return, but it was beyond the 30, and it was a nice return to get decent field position for Mike Riley, and all of a sudden a completion. They're at midfield just like that.
Gable kicks it outside, and C.J. Gable dragged down by Santos Knox. Close to another first down, a 9-yard pickup, and just under a minute to work with.
Yep, working against the clock now. You've got 3, 4, maybe 5 plays if you really are efficient. I would say 4. Work the sideline here.
Williams continues to watch. Riley plunges ahead, fresh set of downs. Duke's back.
The part of the field where Mike Riley might see if he can get a one-on-one matchup to 81 and just throw it up. You know that he'll do that. The best receiver in the league at winning that jump ball. I put him and Brian Burnham as the top two in going and getting those 50-50 balls.
Slant for Hazelton's got it down around the 32-yard line. Williams just one catch, and the fumble, his second lost fumble of the season. 9 for Hazelton.
But now Mike Riley's in field goal position. Maybe get this first. A shot at the end zone.
There's the first down.
And clock management important here now. He's got if he's going to take a shot, take one shot. But make sure you don't lose 22 seconds and don't get a chance for the field goal try.
Sam Jaguar limps to the sidelines. Neat Bahar checks in.
That's something positive if they can come away with even just 3 here for the Edmonton offense.
Up here for Riley, has to step up. Now throws complete. Excuse me, Mitchell gets nailed by Marcus Sales. 8 seconds left.
See, for those concerned that the physicality in football is being taken away, it's still there. It's still a physical game.
So Marcus Sales has had a heck of a first half, including that punt block that really set the tone for the Bombers. Eskimos have called their timeout. They've got to execute this shot at the end zone in under 8 seconds.
Now this is Duke Williams jump ball time.
But it's disaster if you come away with nothing now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Got to let this go. If it's not there, throw it out of bounds, get the field goal team out there.
Lions came away empty-handed in a similar situation. Flag comes down. Here's the shot for Hazelton. Can't make the catch with Chris Randall in coverage.
That was going to go against Edmonton.
Procedure call. One more play and the field goal unit will come on. Tremendous first half for Mike O'Shea's defense. With that last drive.
Edmonton, penalties declined. Second down.
Procedure call on alignment. Not sure why they didn't push it back 5. It's not like it would ruffle Sean White in all likelihood. 26 or 31 yards out. It's from 26. And he's good. Eskimos get on the board on the final play of the first half, but the visitors dominated that opening half of play and have a 14-point lead at the intermission as we join the panel of Ron First, Ryan Rashog with CJ Gable.
CJ, just a few points on the board through the first half. What did you discuss at halftime as a group?
We need to stop making our little mistakes and start making some big plays and drive the field like we did last time, got that field goal, but we need to punch in for a touchdown.
You had a pretty good number of touches, especially early on. What are you looking to do yourself here in this second half?
Just keep producing whatever they give me, just take advantage of it and keep running hard like I am.
Thanks, CJ.
Yeah.
Boy, Jason Moss really established C.J. Gable in that first quarter. Gave him 6 carries. He had 45 yards, so he's looking at over 7 yards a carry. Just gotten that Winnipeg defense early, but then right after a couple of big runs like you see right here, Adam Bighill said enough is enough. Bighill had 6 tackles in the first half, and Gable in the second quarter, just 3 carries for 10 yards. So Winnipeg talked Jason Moss out of C.J. Gable in the second quarter. Let's see what the second half brings.
9 for 55 for him. Talked about big plays. The longest play from scrimmage for Edmonton in that first half was 20 yards against Adam Bighill, Juwan Santos, Knox and company. 3 turnovers for the Eskimos, 10 points off turnovers for the Bombers. As Winnipeg tries to pull even with Edmonton in the standings. Another ball on the ground, and Chris Edwards has to scoop up the kickoff and run out at the 35-yard line. Well, Mike Riley under 100 yards passing in the opening half.
There's some question as to the health of Duke Williams, as Ryan reported from the sideline, and he is in that huddle to start this second half.
18 points in the last 6 quarters for Edmonton. Can they find a way to get it going in the second half against the Bombers' defense? They'll start at the 36. A big Gable. And it will be Matea J breaking 1 tackle. Marcus Sales brings him down after a pickup of 8.
So try to attack the perimeter in basically the run game. That was almost an extended run. Is one of the adjustments Jason Moss is going to start with in the second half.
Second and 2. They'll throw the hitch to Hazelton. Randall up quickly, but Hazelton enough for a first down. That final drive of the first half netted the Eskimos enough yards to actually overtake Winnipeg in the first half in net yardage. Bombers operating with a short field for most of the first half. First down up at the 42. Riley steps up in some trouble, and he'll run to the 52-yard line.
Second formation, when they take Gable off the field, they put Calvin McCarty in there. That's protection and maybe screen if they don't. And they also will add Martese Jackson. There's Calvin McCarty there. He's playing right beside Bryant Mitchell. So they're bringing him for protection. They can also screen it to him. McCarty catches the ball well out of the backfield, but that was to look for any blitzes. The pressure did get there on Riley anyway.
Calvin playing in his 189th game. That's 10 on the all-time Eskimo list. Riley on a roll, and he gets run over. Juwan Santos Knox
working in tandem with Adam Bighill, and it was Calvin McCarty on Bighill. There's Bighill, there's Calvin McCarty. Now, Santos Knox is going to fill the hole here, and he's going to get to Riley. But watch, first of all, the block. As Bighill gets kicked out, you'll lose him for a second to the left side, and then Santos Knox fills the gap. It's just great linebacker play in tandem.
First sack for the Bombers. It's the 5th of the season for Santos Knox. Great kick by O'Neill, and it will bounce out inside the 20. But that defense has been stout. And Santos Knox with the hard knocks on Mike Riley. Let's look at Matt Nichols in that opening half. 9 of 11 for 120. And directing 2 touchdown drives.
82% completion percentage, and most importantly, I think for Matt Nichols, especially coming off the win in Montreal where he did not throw an interception, another 2 quarters without the mistake from Matt Nichols.
6 different receivers, none had more than 2 catches. Little toss inside, Weston Dressler running inside up to the 28-yard line.
We're seeing great linebacker play, and J.C. Sherrod is going to be the guy, and the Edmonton defense got to step up. He got tackle number 500 tonight early in this first half, and
climbing the Eskimo list, but tackles were only counted after 1987, so you wonder about Dan Kepley. How many did the great number 42 have in his distinguished career? People like Wayne Harris. So when we talk about the all-time list, it's a shorter all-time list. Seresna's had a big football game, one of the best Eskimos. He's got 3 tackles and a sack. I mean, we don't even know how many tackles Glenn Suter had in his distinguished career.
Yeah, I didn't count those. I didn't count stats. I didn't count any of the stats or anything.
51 interceptions.
51. Yeah, just
quick stop by that Eskimo defense. They should get it.
I guarantee you one thing, Dan Kepley had a lot more.
Early in camp every year, they show one of his tackles from the 81 Grey Cup game. And everybody oohs and ahs because he drove a running back backwards by about 7 yards with his contact. Last 2 home games for Winnipeg will be against Saskatchewan and Calgary. Best field position start of the evening for the Eskimos at the 54-yard line. And that pass is batted down. Brandon Bryant, big defensive tackle, gets a mid on it.
Yeah, 6'3", and he just gets in the passing lane. This was supposed to be a quick game because of the pressure that Mike Riley's feeling. They call a play to get it out of his hands quickly to Kenny Stafford. You see the intended target down the bottom of your screen, but Bryant just batted that one out of the air.
It was a rejection with some authority. 2nd and 10. Come, Big Hill, picked up. Riley time, sidelines, and the pass caught. It'll be short of the first down. Vidal Hazelton with the grab. They mark it in Winnipeg territory around the 47.
Yeah, only receiver to the short side of the field there. Vidal Hazelton's going to run his timing out route. See, as he pushes up, moves up the field as if it's a wheel route, and then comes back. You need time to throw that. Riley got it, just short.
So they need a full yard. 14 of 14 in 3rd and short situations. And now they respotted the yardstick, and it does look like
3.
It's a full 2.
Yeah, it looks, no, yeah, you're right. It's a full 2 yards.
Ball on the 48 now. It was initially on the 47. Third and more than 1 from the gun. And it's Mitchell, and he's got it.
Oh, just.
Had to dance.
Just.
Kevin Fogg was there defensively.
I was about to say, Brian Mitchell, there are times when you just want to go north-south, lower your pad level, and go get it. And then there's times you want to dance around. This is a time you want to lower the pad level and go get it. You start dancing like that. Look at the white jerseys coming at you. He just got there.
Big conversion. And a first down at the 45. Quick hitter, look out. That could be pick 6. Kevin Fogg. Nobody gonna catch him. Kevin Fogg. Touchdown Winnipeg. 4th of the year, 2nd against the Eskimos. This one, 71 yards back for a Bomber touchdown.
Pressure again. Santos Knox in the middle. He's getting after it. Richie Hall, the defensive coordinator for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, dialing up a lot more pressure against Mike Riley in this game tonight, and it's working for him. That causes another turnover. We got a interception for the Bombers for Taylor Loeffler. Now Kevin Fogg, pick 6.
Back to his starting position on the corner after backing up last week.
That's 2 interceptions on the 4th on the year, but 2 against Edmonton.
Convert is good, and now 17 points off turnovers tonight. The Eskimos have committed 4. And Kevin Fogg and the Bombers are making them pay. 24-3 Winnipeg.
Mike Riley just a little late on the throw. There's Del Hazelton, and there's Kevin Fogg playing one-on-one on that wide side of the field. Now the ball's got to come out before the break, right there. If the ball comes out, and you can see Mike Riley's still got it, he's got to throw to that spot before the receiver comes out of his break. Hazelton comes out, the ball's just a split second late, even though he had the hips turned by Kevin Fogg, which is what you want from a receiver when you're running the route. That ball was a little late on the wide field throw, and Kevin Fogg takes it to the house. 73-yard interception return.
5-star fall. 2-star, baby. 5-star Kevin Fogg. High school. That's all I'm going out of North Carolina.
Third pick 6 for the Bombers this season. 17 points off turnovers, a 21-point lead. Martez Jackson with a flag down as he tries to get outside Marcus Sales and runs it out around the 48-yard line, but looks like this one is coming back.
Kevin Fogg is Eskimo kryptonite. I mean, missed field goal return for a long touchdown in game 1 between these two teams. Had an interception in that one as well.
Yeah, that was 110 yards.
Now add a pick 6 that was over 70.
10 possessions for the Eskimos, 5 punts, 4 turnovers, 1 field goal. And Jason Moss back to the playlist looking for answers. That last field position start was good for Edmonton, but this more like what the game has been. The average start was the 22-yard line in the first half. Starting here at the 14, they asked for it on the near side hash. Riley looks one way, nobody there. Now on the run, and he'll pull it down, get a block by Hazelton, and should be close to the first down. But you mentioned Kevin Fogg all the way back in mid-June for a touchdown gallop of another kind.
110 yards, and it was a missed field goal wide right there, and he just makes Calvin McCarty miss point of attack, shows his great speed. Look at the water splashing off the turf at Fester's Group Field, and I think it was about 1 in the morning around there that time when he scored. It was the longest game in CFL history, but another big play from 3.
Has a forced fumble in this game, 2 tackles, and then interception for a touchdown. Riley plunges ahead for the first down.
You know, it's starting up front, though, and I agree with David Sanchez. We talked at halftime on the panel that the pressure is causing problems for Riley. I mean, even MOPs will be off. The timing will be off in the passing game at times, and you saw it on that throw. And right now, Richie Hall is dialing up those blitzes more so than I've seen from this Winnipeg defense in a long time. I mean, he's sending Santos Knox and Adam Bighill a ton.
Take the Gable, more pressure, and Mitchell can't make the catch. Craig Rowe forcing Riley to rush the throw.
Riley just doesn't seem to be able to set his feet and get in that rhythm or hit the guys coming right out of their breaks like we're used to seeing from Mike Riley. All it takes is for the quarterback to even peek at the rush, take his eyes off the receiver, and it throws off the timing.
Eskimos have won 5 consecutive home games, lost their home opener. They're up by Hamilton in that game. They've been tough to beat ever since, but the Bombers seem to have answers. Riley hit again, and that ball loose. They really got a fumble. Kevin Fogg's got it. And Fogg has dropped Riley was in the throwing motion, no argument here, but will be reviewed by the command center on any turnover, and it looks like that's the 5th of the night. Let's have another look. Well, that ball knocked out before the arm was coming forward by Brandon Alexander.
See right down here, there's Adam Bighill and there's Brandon Alexander. Again, pressure coming from Richie Hall, and that causes a problem in the turnover one more time against Mike Riley. Blitz from the secondary, linebacker coming. He has to step up. It's Brandon Alexander, keeps working on it. He gets the ball out of there before the arm is moving forward. And Kevin Fogg has the hat trick. He's got a pick six, he's got a forced fumble, he's got a fumble recovery.
Second forced fumble for Alexander, who we thought was one of the Bombers' best last week against Montreal. And it's now 14 turnovers for the Eskimos in the last 4 games.
Kai, I love all y'all. Hey, Dan, I love you too. Travis, let's go, baby.
Not many times we see a night like tonight for 13. But there's still time.
No answers yet. And a chance for Winnipeg to really take a stranglehold. Wolotarski doesn't want to go down. It has been a determined effort in all 3 phases for Winnipeg tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, that's been the biggest difference, and the guys talked about it as well. They saw it too. It's just they're just at a little bit different level of intensity, and it's the second effort and the toughness. We saw that from Wolotarski on that play, but how about Daniel Peterman down at the goal line in the first half? We've seen Adam Bighill stopping the run of C.J. Gable after a good start in the first quarter. Some big hits from the secondary for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I mean, it's been an all 3 phase intense football game. They know how important it is.
The Strumbler on this short yardage play. Going to take it outside. He's got the first down. Not much more. J.C. Sherritt puts a stop to that. But inside the 15 is a fresh set of downs for Matt Nichols. And while the Eskimos turn the ball over, no turnovers last week against Montreal for Winnipeg, and they're playing clean so far tonight.
Back-to-back games so far that they had just 2 penalties against Montreal in their last game. So cleaning some things up. Turnovers, penalties.
Andrew Harris shut down by Chris Edwards, onside linebacker. And it doesn't seem like it on the scoreboard, but the Edmonton defense has competed here tonight. And
well, they played on half the field.
Yeah.
You know, it's been special teams getting the field position. Saw the block kick. So Mike Benavides' group is sort of playing on the wrong end of the hill.
2nd and 9. Looked one way, now screens the other, and Wolotarski dropped by Sherritt again. Short gain, and the field goal unit will come on.
Yeah, Edmonton couldn't give up a major there, or this one gets away completely on him. Those 2 tackles, one by Chris Edwards, one by J.C. Sherritt. He forces a field goal.
If good, it will be 20 points off turnovers on the night. Bombers came into the game 3rd in that department with 105 points off turnovers this season. Ryan Pennett's the hold. 40-yard attempt. And Medlock puts it through. 27-3.
Found a lower price on tires?
So all three phases clicking for the visiting team here. And as the Bombers go over that last series, there's got to be some serious concern on that sideline about the lack of offense. 15 points last week and really spinning their tires here tonight. Well, remember the last time we saw the MOP, Mike Riley, struggle as mightily as he has tonight.
14 of 24, 121, and 2 interceptions. Duke Williams has only been targeted once. Made the catch for 11 yards. That's the leading receiver in the league. And a quarterback on pace for 5,900 plus. And he has been stopped so far tonight by the Bomber defense.
Marquise Jackson. Out to around the 30-yard line. Jesse Briggs there on the stop, but these are not Mike Riley numbers late in the third quarter of any game this year.
Boy, not at all. I mean, we're talking coming in 4,219 yards passing, 67%, not pace for 55 total touchdowns, and that has just gone away tonight. Duke Williams, 1 target. But credit where credit's due. Again, pressure from the Bomber defense. And some great coverage in the back end. And that Kevin Fogg pick 6.
Calgary has allowed fewer. Williams can't hang on. As Riley had to throw around the rush there. Man, the frustration showing on the face of the Duke.
That's just a way to try and get him back involved in the offense. And he steps up. He runs the route the way he's supposed to. But when Riley had to throw it around the rush, as you mentioned, he threw it too deep, and Williams couldn't corral it. 2nd and long.
Second and 10, 3-man rush. Riley bouncing around. He's going to take off. He will. And he'll run for the first down.
Riley was on his horse.
Just got to the sideline ahead of number 4.
It was, I tell you what, there was timing here. I'm thinking this is either going to be a huge collision. But Adam Bighill right here, he is just going to track Riley down, and he gets after it. Steps up just to spy him. And as soon as Riley takes off, he gets on his horse and starts tracking him. And I'm thinking, this is going to be, if Riley turns it up, there he is. But he gets out of bounds just past the stick.
5th time Mike Riley's run for more than 40 yards in a game this year. He's 7 carries for 41. Hazelton, the intended target there. Once again, they get into 2nd and 10.
Well, he's just having trouble picking up the blitz, and it's lots of different looks. There's Taylor Loeffler. That's the free safety. Now he's coming down and getting involved in the pressure package from Richie Hall. I mean, blocked up there, but forcing errant throws, forcing Riley to throw it when he doesn't want to, in places he doesn't want to.
Leading team in 2nd down conversions, just 6 for 16 tonight. Here they come. Yep, and they get home again. Riley down back at the 35. Everybody involved. Santos Knox leading the charge.
Here they go again. I mean, this is clearly a different look than we've seen. It's 6, sometimes 7 added in on the pressure package. Basically, they broke down the video and said the key to Mike Riley is getting after it. That was interesting.
2nd sack for the Bombers. Both have gone to Santos Knox. Bob dropped on the return. Money Hunter there on the kick cover.
So Eskimo fans are saying, okay.
We out here. Omaha, Nebraska. We go hard, you know what I mean?
Eskimo fans are saying, okay, so how do you beat it? How do you beat the blitz? If they're going to go after it,
Well, what you do is you try and get either quick game going, so you don't have to block them all up at the line of scrimmage. You get the ball out of your hands real quick on quick slants, quick outs, things like that. Or you try and get that big shot down the middle, especially if you see the safety come out of the middle. You get a post pattern down the middle, try and get it. So we'll see if they can work it out, Jason Moss, but they're going to need to stop Edmonton from their defense right now.
They've got a lot of things to work out.
Yeah. Stop right now. Stay in this within range.
Nichols on a roll. He's got some time. Incomplete. Kenbrell Tompkins, who had a big game against Montreal. 5 catches, 94 yards, unable to hold on to that. 4 of his catches last week. Second down conversion catches. First time he's led the Bombers in receiving in a game this year. Funny, they're comfortably ahead, but Paul LaPolice's offense has generated only 11 first downs so far in the game. Half minute to go, third quarter. Bombers are in control. Peterman the catch. Lunging ahead, trying to get to the first down. He'll be a couple of yards short. In the grasp was Aaron Grimes and holds him to 8. And the punt team comes on.
Yeah, Aaron Grimes hog-tied that steer and brought him down. So the Edmonton defense gets the stop they absolutely had to have. See if Martese Jackson can get him some field position if they're going to try and get that comeback started as we start the fourth quarter after this kick.
Headlock's boot. Martese Jackson runs up on it. He'll be taken down around the 40 to 38-yard punt. On the final play of the third quarter, the Winnipeg Blue Bomber defense is dictating. And the Winnipeg Blue Bomber defense also scoring. Big 6 for Kevin Fogg. The big highlights for the Bombers in that third quarter. And these two teams met. The Eskimos had 481 yards of offense, but Richie Hall's defense is making this a much different game.
Well, they've dialed up a tremendous blitz package, and the beneficiaries of that blitz package has been the secondary, because Kevin Fogg with a pick 6, he's got a fumble recovery, he's got a forced fumble. Taylor Loeffler with an interception, Marcus Sales with some plays back there as well. The DBs are making plays because of the pressure.
And it's been a defense that's been under a lot of scrutiny over the years and even in the last few weeks. But you've sensed a different philosophy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is more pressure from Winnipeg than I've seen them in the games that I've covered of the Bombers, for sure.
So the Eskimos still looking for answers as we start the fourth quarter. Hand it off to Gable. He is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, in that first meeting, too, when you go back to that one, Darrell Walker was in that game and had 176 yards. That was the game that Walker had the 101-yarder. Duke Williams is a little nicked up. Walker not available as of yet, still injured and not dressed. Duke Williams may be having a little bit more trouble getting down the field, so who's their deep threat right now? I mean, maybe Kenny Stafford.
Jake Thomas the stop on Gable, so it's 2nd and 10. More pressure. Riley in trouble, and he's going to get dropped again.
This is just a flat-out win on D. This is a Bomber D that's been dominant tonight. Let's just see if how many's up there now. Let's get back. It's never less than 6. I mean, they're loading an open up number and they're asking C.J. Gable, you pick one. He takes Adam Bighill there, and it's Fenner, Chandler Fenner, who gets that first pressure, forcing Mike Riley up in the pocket. Not sure who finished it.
Marked it back at the line of scrimmage, so they're not going to give them a sack on it. Oh, excuse me, Craig Rowe will get a sack. So Rowe coming off that huge game last week, now has his 7th of the year.
Now it's 33's time.
Kevin Fogg on the return to
Got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, you're on the road, pound the ball, finish off the clock, and take the victory back to Winnipeg. That's the plan.
And we're going to throw that word back there, but at this point, you're up by 24, and you really only have to manage the game, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I mean. At times, I know quarterbacks don't really like the tag, but at times, that's when you're at your best. Manage the game well, don't turn it over. Sometimes your defense is hot. Certainly the Bombers are tonight.
And they can lean on 33 here.
Absolutely.
Only 10 for 23 so far in the game. Let's see if he can enhance those stats.
Andrew Harris, number 33.
Well, it keeps the clock running too. Remember, we just keep the ball between the white stripes, pound it up in there. Linemen love it, especially this time of year. It gets cool and they like to just fire off the ball and go hit somebody with the lead.
Harris 41 yards from scrimmage in the game.
There's so many different possessions, though. It's too early to get too conservative. I think you run Andrew Harris for sure, but need a few first downs here too.
He's got Harris, and Harris dropped right above the first down stick by J.C. Sherritt.
Remember that first throw over the middle for Matt Nichols? He was standing in his own end zone early in the game, and he hit Wolodarski over the middle. And it was coverage as tight as that from Adam Konar on that play, and I think that really gave him confidence right out of the gate. Step in and make those clutch throws.
Of course, he's started here, said he always felt comfortable playing at Commonwealth. Won his last 2 starts here. We showed you his good stats against Edmonton in the last 5 regular season games. If you add in the playoff game, 5 of 6 starts, at least 300 yards and a fresh set of downs here.
And unless he explodes in this last 12 minutes with some big plays down the field, he's going to have pedestrian numbers tonight.
Yeah, this is not going to be a 300-yard game, and it won't matter.
Doesn't have to be if your defense is playing the way the Bomber defense is playing tonight.
Offensive line with their swagger back with Jamarcus Hardrick returning to right tackle. Harris again. But surrounded. Dropped for a short gain.
See, I'm not sure about that type of play call on first down. Again, Paul LaPolice is one of the best in the business at mixing things up, giving different looks and things, but on first down, I'm keeping that play clock going. I'm running down that 20-second clock. Make sure you get it down to 6-7. First down, pound the ball with Andrew Harris. Got to throw a couple of times. You're going to have to make those short throws on second down.
They get a timeout in just before.
Timeout, Winnipeg.
They were going to take a time count violation. Or does he? Ran out now. Runs back to the sidelines. Jason Moss continues to look for some answers. Second and 7. And Nichols open target. Darvin Adams got it. Another first down. Wrestled to the turf by Grimes. And Grimes and Adams have had something going all evening long.
Well, and the Bombers here take advantage of an Edmonton defense that now are trying to jump things. I mean, this looks like a bit of a bust here. Darvin Adams gets inside and he just kind of shoots the gap here. It looks like Aaron Grimes is either late to get over to take him, or was just completely playing for that hit screen. Fake hit screen, they go to Darvin Adams for a 24-yard gain.
29 is the longest play from scrimmage. That's the second longest. And now Harris with a good run. Inside, Konard drags him down, but it's 7 more for Andrew Harris on the ground. Matching his longest of the game. And the clock will continue to roll, and likely under 10 minutes before the next snap.
Time of possession. Mike Riley sitting on the bench.
Guess who? First down. Konard, another tackle.
Those ones drive you nuts defensively in this situation, because now you're trying to get that takeaway. And they're pounding the ball at you. That's 2 runs in a row for a first down. Nothing you can really do but tackle them. If you put the ball in the air, you can play for that pick.
Eskimos taking a knee. And while he gets attention, we'll step aside. Just over 9.5 to go.
It's amazing what
Mics are hot weekly on CFL Wired.
You scared? I'll show you how scared I am in a minute. I'm gonna meet you right here.
Hey, I'll be back. I'll be back.
That's what he get paid to do, and that's what he does. And he does it very freaking good.
Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on TSN2. Mercy Maston shaken up. He's on the trainer's table, and Money Hunter takes over on the corner. Another first down, and another Andrew Harris run, and Harris steamrolls his way for another first down. It's Andrew Harris time here in the fourth quarter.
Just gets skinny in the hole. He just kind of knifes through there, makes himself small in the hole, which is going to be right off tackle and between guard and tackle here. He just hits it, gets himself skinny in the hole right here, and away he goes. Big gain and roll that clock.
Best run of the game for him is he runs for 13. Almondo Sewell was shaken up on that last play, and he's got to come out. Got caught up in the pile, the big defensive tackle, 5-time All-CFL. So Harris now up to 51 yards rushing in the game. Hit it off Dressler, that didn't work. Chris Edwards read the mail.
You know, sometimes it's situational. I mean, it's situational where you're watching video and you know that the Bombers like to run this play in this situation. We saw it earlier in this game where it was a big gain from Weston Dressler. So this time Chris Edwards says, no, I've seen this a bunch. I've seen it on video. I've seen it early in the game. I'm not getting fooled again. 5-yard loss.
6 tackles for Edwards in the game. 2nd and 16. Pocket collapsing. Nichols with the throw. And it's intercepted. Money Hunter's got it. And the Eskimos come up with the football. Running out of time, but maybe a glimmer of hope.
Pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball. Just saying.
First turnover of the game for the Bombers. Tuesday on CTV, meet the oldest rookie in the LAPD. Nathan Fillion stars in the new must-see police drama, The Rookie. Premieres Tuesday at 10, 8 Mountain. on CTV.
Shout out my city, man. Palm Bluff, Arkansas. Mama, I love you. Maya, I love you. Son, I love you. Let's get it, man.
Yeah, money man.
Let's go. That's how we do it.
Watching in Pine Bluff.
Money man.
The good news for the Eskimos, they get the ball. Bad news, deep start, 6-yard line. Yelp McCartney reached back and makes that catch up at the 14 and has 8.
They go tempo here. The clock's the enemy as much as the score now. Taking a little longer than they should be. Get the next play call.
Back to Gable, it's McCarty again, it's a first down, and he's driven out up around the 25-yard line.
Well, now it'll be a slightly different strategy from Richie Hall. I mean, now you don't want to put your defensive backfield in a position of one-on-one with no help in the middle at safety by sending too much blitz. Now you're going to make Riley throw it underneath all the way down the field and make him sort of dink and dunk it all the way down to try and get it done.
Longest play from scrimmage, 20 yards for Edmonton tonight. Riley might be looking for more right here. Downfield, Williams brings it down. Up at the 50. Here's the leading receiver in the league. Showcasing his stuff, second catch. And a tough one for 26.
Yeah, and it splits the zone. Santos knocks Spy and Riley. Not really going on a blitz, so he's in between, and Duke just splits the zone in there between Sales and the middle and Laughlin.
First down, heat coming. Riley gets it away, and Williams couldn't reach it and was punished by Marcus Sales.
Yeah, and that hurt him. He's already been playing with a bit of a sore shoulder. You can see the tape underneath the shoulder pad on the left side. That ball was high and inside, and the shoulder exposed, got him right on that same left shoulder.
So Duke Williams gets attention, and we'll be right back. The Empire fans don't often see their team down by 24 in the fourth quarter. That's the story here, and Duke Williams on the sideline in some difficulty with an apparent shoulder injury. Riley throwing, incomplete. If the Williams injury's as serious as it appears, it would mean 5 of the top 10 receivers in the league are out with injury. Terrell Walker in Edmonton, Kamar Jordan, Jalen Saunders,
Morris Daniels,
and the list goes on. In the year of the receiver injury. They stay on the field, 3rd and 10.
Loading up the line.
Riley in trouble, and he is dropped. Taken down by Drake Nevis. It's a turnover on downs, and the 4th sack of the game for that Winnipeg defense.
Well, it's tough to pick up for the O-line. I mean, I'm just going to show you. Look how these guys are lined up here. Now, you tell me, Chris, which ones are going to go on the blitz and which ones aren't. That's what the offensive line is trying to sort out right there. Which one of those guys up front, and there's about 7 of them, are going to just go up the field and go after Riley, and which ones are going to, did he get hurt when he went down there?
Yeah, he didn't look comfortable either.
But very tough to decide which guy you're going to block, and if you have a split second of indecision, it's over.
Well, it's been the most impressive defensive effort of the season.
Number 33, Andrew Harris, carries on first down.
By the Winnipeg defense. Kevin Glenn is warming up, and Mike Riley is, in fact, having the right throwing shoulder checked out.
Kevin Glenn has not thrown a pass this year.
Not taken a snap yet. And this, the 300th game of his distinguished Canadian Football League career. It would be the first time, if he comes in, he'll take a snap as an Edmonton Eskimo. There's the ball carrier. And I know after that interception thrown by Matt Nichols, that's who you want carrying the football now. Or would you argue with a 24-point lead, Keenan LaFrance? Maybe.
Well, maybe even, either back, but you're going to keep pounding the ball. And if you're short on a first down, you can kick a field goal, make it 33, or if you want, punt it to the corner and have Kevin Glenn come out at this point and see if he can drive the field. But I just, I've had coaches tell me before, if you throw the football offensively, 3 things are possible. 2 are bad for the offense: incompletion and interception. Completion is the third option. That's the good side for the offense, but that's one of the 3. If you got a lead, especially on the road, don't even open the door a crack by throwing a pick. And that's what happened on the last series, and they went back to 2 runs to Andrew Harris.
Just short of the first down, Chris Streveler will come in.
Now at 4:05, this baby's over, but...
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it firsthand. Welcome, firsthand. Welcome. Let's go.
And this is the team that I think a lot of people expected to see this year when they added people like Adam Bighill.
Well, there was a lot of head scratching going on when this team went through the losing streak, and there was the battle back and forth between Matt Nichols and comments that were made and all of that just the team seemed to be going sideways, and then they snapped out of it against Montreal, came off a bye week, which helped get away from the game for a bit.
Inches, and Streveler will have that.
Number 17.
Come off the bye week after the loss to Saskatchewan, back-to-back losses to the Riders, and then played against Montreal and really cleaned a lot of things up. I mentioned the 2 penalties, no interceptions, no turnovers, as a matter of fact.
Yep. And Mike O'Shea prior to this game talked about special teams. He said they're still middle of the pack. He was looking for his special teams to provide a spark, and he got it early in this game with that block punt by Marcus Sayles, and it really set the tone of the evening for Winnipeg.
Yeah, it really did. The guys mentioned it, and it was the Sayles block. It was some great coverage teamwork by the Bombers to create the field position advantage. Nichols didn't have to have a big night statistically to get the points on the board they needed.
Huge win in many ways. It'll even this season series. Lost by Winnipeg, they would have dropped 4 points back, and they wouldn't have had the tiebreaker, but that all changes here. They're going to pull even. We hit the 3-minute warning here at Commonwealth with the Bombers in cruise control. Catch the final day of the 2018 Ryder Cup. Tomorrow, the best golfers of the U.S. and Europe going head-to-head in a showdown to claim the Cup. It's 10-6 Europe, 12 singles matches tomorrow, and the United States needs to win 8 to hold on to the Ryder Cup. Coverage begins at 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific on TSN 1 and 4. One of the best nights of the season from Mike O'Shea's group. 2nd and 7 here with under 2.5 minutes to go. And again, it's Andrew Harris ahead to the 19-yard line. It has 7 right at the first down stick, and the chains are moving once again. bulk of his yardage here in the fourth quarter. Now 18 carries, 72 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, climbing a little closer to William Powell for the rushing title. That's going to go down to the wire.
Started the night 113 back. Feet in the football again. Nothing there this time.
Bombers keeping on the run. Eskimos make the tackle after a gain of the yard.
20 of the 27 points off turnovers tonight. Of course, this is the site of the 2018 Grey Cup, and a young lady from Brampton, Alessia Caro, will be the Freedom Mobile feature attraction at halftime.
That's outstanding. Yeah, that's right back here. It's a great venue for the Grey Cup Championship. Stadium for it. It'll be one heck of a halftime performance.
Stacked up. Be third down.
Bombers running on second down. Gain maybe a yard.
Michael O'Shea is not surprised with back-to-back games from Matt Nichols. Get him back on track. Boy, there was a lot of pressure on Mike O'Shea to make a change. And they were in the 4-game losing streak. And Chris Strevler, who started the season, started the first 3 games for the Bombers due to injury to Matt Nichols. There was a lot of pressure to make the change after 4 in a row, and Mike O'Shea said, no, I'm going back to my guy.
Stayed the course. Now 2 straight, back to 500. Ottawa next. And that tough run to finish. Midlock puts that through. They've got Saskatchewan and Calgary home and home, and then back here in Edmonton. Let's head back to the sidelines. Here again, Ryan Rashad.
Chris, I have to say it was a pretty dramatic shift in tone on this sideline after the Eskimos had that interception, breathed a little bit of life into the team. Just a few plays later, and you've got team doctors walking up and down the bench. At one point talking to Duke Williams, who of course that left shoulder, and then Mike Riley with the right shoulder and upper back area. So definitely the mood quieted on the bench. Riley's up and around right now. He's chatting, but I can tell you he was in a lot of discomfort. So these are 2 really important pistons in this Eskimo offense, and they're not used to this, guys. A lot of their losses this year, they've been in for a lot of the games and at least had a chance. Not even close here today, and some injury perhaps being added to the insult of a 30-3 score.
And with the results of the day, the Lions losing 40-10 in Hamilton, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers prevailing here, Edmonton, BC, and Winnipeg will all be even in the loss column with 7. Winnipeg 7-7, Edmonton 7-7, BC 6-7. Calgary secure, it looks like in first, and Saskatchewan getting more comfortable at second. Artees Jackson pushed out around the 35-yard line. Is it Kevin Glenn coming up?
No. Danny O'Brien.
During the return, illegal block, Edmonton, number 26, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Danny O'Brien from Catawba.
It's a minute and 11 left. Come on.
I've been saying he's not coming in for mop-up duty.
Well, yeah, and
he's a 300-game veteran.
And the other thing is, though, Chris, they have to assess the injury to Mike Riley, and they don't want to put, with the way Winnipeg's defense played tonight, Kevin Glenn's the next guy up, so they're thinking about next week. This game's over.
Former Bomber up to the 31-yard line. 9-yard pickup with just over a minute to go.
So Kevin Glenn, which he's done before, 18-year CFL veteran, looks right into our camera and lets us know what's going on.
He knows what we're talking about. mentioned 300 games. Only Damon Allen with 370 and Anthony Calvillo at 329 have suited up for more games at the quarterback position than Kevin Glenn. So he didn't take a snap, but he does get credit for another game. The odometer clicks over to an even 300.
Over 50,000 passing yards for Kevin Glenn. And no matter who the Eskimos play, if Kevin Glenn takes a snap, he'll be playing against his old teammates.
Yep, and
doesn't matter who they play.
he's got that covered.
Yeah, he's got the rest of the league covered.
And I've got him ready to go in Halifax if Halifax gets a team.
Not if. Not if. That's happening.
When?
Yeah, when.
I need the field.
Eskimos in Saskatchewan next week.
Yeah.
Last stop. Time now for the Nissan Titan Player of the Game, brought to you by the Nissan Titan, the official vehicle of the Canadian Football League.
Well, it's coming from the Winnipeg Blue Bomber defense, I guarantee you that. How about Kevin Fogg? Couple tackles, forced fumble, fumble recovery. Oh, yeah. And then there was the pick six, seventh of Mike Riley's career. Second interception this season against Riley in the Edmonton Eskimos. Kevin Fogg was our Nissan Player of the Night.
A lot of guys on that defense in contention tonight. Here's O'Brien over the middle. It's a first down grab. Bryant Mitchell, one last catch for Edmonton. 6 seconds to go. And this one is in the books. A 5-game home win streak comes to a crashing halt here on the brick field.
Bit of a logjam in the West. Those three teams.
Ryan airing this out, and it's intercepted. Brandon Alexander's got it. It was a flag on the play. It would be offensive pass interference.
Yeah, that'll be offensive pass interference. They'll decline it. Game over.
And Michael O'Shea's team comes into Edmonton in an almost must-win situation, and they win in decisive fashion.
Edmonton, number 8. Penalties decline. The game's over.
Again, 20 of the points off turnovers and a convincing 30-3 win